Everyone, hope everybody is fine. So as we have started at unit 4, unit 5th is already completed. So today we are going to see our topics in that 3D, that is the 3 dimension. So how the 3 dimension work and what are the things is there in the 3 dimension. Yesterday as we have already started a projection. Okay, in this one we have already seen what is projection, what are the different types of projection, and again in the projection what are the different terms used in that projection. All those things we have seen. So today we are going to see that little bit about the 3D, and after that some topics related to the 3D, that is the 3 dimension. Okay, so 3D is nothing but it's a 3D view is something like that. You can see here, this is a 3D view, means a 3 dimension. In every dimension we can see that one view, that is nothing but is called a 3 dimension, which is more complex than 2D. As you know that one is a known things, which is more complex, and it is more complex because here the dimension is additional dimension has added. In the 2D only the 2 dimension, the two x-axis and y-axis we used to see, okay, the 2 dimension. But in the 3 dimension you can see that more than x, y and z axis, or x, y axis, or x, z axis, all the axes we can rotate. That's what they have told, that it is more complex. In the known things, that 3D viewing is more complex than 2D view. Okay, these are some terms while viewing the 3D object on the 2D plane. But again and again, one thing I have already told you people, we used to say that one 3D, but that projection, what is the main thing of that projection? The 3D project we are displaying on the 2D plane. Okay, so the plane is nothing but this is the one you can set in the form of the paper. In that paper, the 3D display used to be displayed, but in the form of the 2D. Okay, so these are the point that I will show you the diagram, then it will be clear to you. That is the reference point. Already actually yesterday we have already seen the normal point and the view distance and the plane coordinate and the view of vector. So this all those for the definition. Simply if I will tell the definition, it is of no use. So rather than that, you see this diagram, it will be more clear. See, suppose this is an object. Okay, so this is an object and this is a view plane. In the sense, this is an one person, for example, who used to take the photo, who is ready to take the photo to the one person, and this photo will be displayed in that point. So this one is nothing but is called the viewpoint. Okay, now the distance between that person and that cameraman, you can say that person and that cameraman, that distance is nothing but is called the view distance. Okay, and the point, the last one, the ending point, is called the CO. I have already told you that center of point, or you can say that one reference point. Okay, now this view plane normal is, if it is a normal one, if it is a plane one, parallel one, then we used to call that this is the viewpoint normal. Okay, these are the terms which is there. And the view of vector means this is the upper part, lower part, this are called the view of vectors, that means from the top point. Okay, so these are the terms. I guess it will be more clear. You draw this diagram and here you can explain more properly. This is the viewpoint, and the distance from that one object to the another object, that distance is called the view distance. And if that distance is parallel, then it is called the view plane normal. And what is the last ending of the, that is nothing but is called the reference point. Okay, now you see that hidden line and the surface removal. As I have told you that one in the 3D normal with a human beings, it is observed that if any object, if any part of the object is not visible, then remove that surface. That technique is nothing but the hidden surface problem, removal of the hidden surface problem. That means the surface block or hidden from view must be removed in order to construct a real view in the 3D object. Okay, for example, you see this one. If you see this object from the human eyes, this line, this inside line, from the human eyes, this inside line, these are not visible. Okay, so check it properly. So if this is this cube by a human eyes, this one is visible, this line is visible, this one, even this one is visible, this one is visible, but inside that this line and this line, these lines are not visible. So remove that line which is not visible by the human beings. That technique is nothing but is called the removal of the surface, which is nothing but hidden surface problem. Okay, the hidden line removed from that cube, that is nothing but is called hidden line and surface removal. Okay, so which surface has to be removed? The surface which is not visible by the human eye, that has to be removed. Okay, so this techniques are mainly of two types. One is the object space method and one is the image space method. So object space method means what is nothing but it is deal with object definition directly. It's nothing but the method compare object and the part of object with others within the screen defined on the surface as a whole. We should label as a visible. So as I have told you that example that in that object you have to compare with another. So this is an object. If you consider each line is a one object, with that object you have to compare with another object. Compared to another object, if any object which is not visible, you remove that. That is nothing but is called the object space removal. So space removal, we will see the two algorithm. Today we are not going to see that one. Okay, so these are the two algorithm, painting algorithms and the backface detection method. These are the two algorithms we are going to see. Two algorithms. Okay, and one more is that image space method. So this image space method is nothing but it deals with the projection of the object, which is mostly used. It's nothing but, let me give you that example. We used to take the photo of any human beings. Okay, so if you want to take the photo from the front side, so is the back side is visible? No, it's not visible. So image space method, that means it is deal with the projection. That means from the light pass, that light from where the light comes, that light which is focused on object, which is focused which part of the object, that part is going to be displayed. Where which part of the object is not focused, that part is not going to display. For example, that whenever you take the photo, if you take the selfie, for example, you take the selfie, you used to take the photo of your face, but from the front side it is coming. In the back, is it visible? In the photo it is coming? No, it's not coming. So that technique is nothing but is called the image space method, which is widely used. Okay, so these are the two methods which is widely used, and there are the different types. Is there? One is the Z buffer, A buffer, Wagner algorithm, and all. Okay, so this much the introduction. So we will see that more and more that on algorithm, as we have seen that one, the object space method, some algorithm is there, we will see that, and the image space method, some algorithms are there. One by one we will finish up that one. So for today, this much only the introduction I have given. Hope everybody is fine. Be at home, be safe. Thank you.